I am mostly not invited by PIs to be a co-author in any publication. I have mostly been kept isolated from my colleagues by PI decision. The reality is that never being invited to co-authorships makes it almost impossible to reach the EB-1A visa minimum publications in a short time. I feel frustrated because the current rules for EB-1A Einstein's visa typically requires around 15 publications minimum. Again, typically. And I have not reached even 50% yet.
I wrote the majority of the paper, but in their discipline, interdisciplinary work with medical researchers, the person named on the grant is the first author regardless of who does the majority of the work. In my discipline, the person who does most of the work is first author.
I participated in the fieldwork, but as I am an international student, they always underestimated me whenever they got the chance. And at the end, putting my name in the last position in the paper.
These disciplinary differences can make deciding on author order trickier, especially when considering how others, grant reviewers, department colleagues, may differently view and interpret authorship order.
On one occasion, a member not engaged in the project wanted to be included in a publication. We decided not to publish the result.
One person wanted to be first author on everything and kept assuming I was okay with giving ideas and leading. It broke up the team. I have also been in positions where we flipped a coin for authorship. This too is disappointing.
On the order of authorship is important, and it is disappointing when it is not fair. In one case, I had a transparent conversation with the PI, and it resulted in not publishing the paper so far, even though it was ready to publish 2 years ago.
Lack of clarity from the professor about authorship, despite a 9-month communication. I reached out to the department chair, graduate advisor, my new faculty advisor, dean of the department, and they said that the university has no clear guidelines.
I didn't feel it was discussed early enough.
When it comes to fair distribution of authorship and team research, such discussions should be done at the start of the project in an open discussion involving all parties taking part in the research project.
I just think it is better to be clear about authorship contributing and naming in the front end of the project and paper, and to assertively defend and recognize your own contributions.
I learned from a very early experience to make sure we always discuss authorship and authorship order openly, early, and regularly. As far as recognition for collaborative work, I think APA standards that refer to work by first author only is part of the problem, but I understand why those conventions exist.
There is some variability within my field regarding the practice of having open discussions about authorship. It is critical to have open discussions to ensure that the process is equitable and transparent.
Open communication is key.
We need guidelines that we can distribute among our team members. Each PI is doing it his or her way and not ensuring fair distribution of the work or best practices. We need to have a way to control these matters and more resources for successful resolution of disputes.